going on, so many things to talk about. I'm not even sure where to start, to be honest with you, because I'll probably go off on a tangent somewhere and digress on some other subject. I just don't even know what to talk about. There's so much to cover. But let's talk about the recent protest in Richmond. Let's talk about your freedom and what it means, because I really don't think a lot of you understand what freedom is, or liberty. Those words get used interchangeably, and I'm liable to do that too. So just understand, I'm talking about your individual liberty. What is that? What does it mean? I hear a lot of people talk about it. They say that they're all for freedom. They love the idea of liberty. But then along comes somebody like Blackface Northam, and I am going to call him Blackface, because whether the Democrats like it or not, he's a racist, and they need to come to grips with that. Just because he's a Democrat and he votes the way they like doesn't mean he's less of a racist. Okay? You got it? So Blackface comes along. He decides we need to shut down the state and the economy. Now, he's not the only one. Okay? Let's be clear. Other governors have done it. Even Donald Trump is recommended. He hasn't ordered, but recommended certain things. And he's got his group of advisors, and that's a whole nother video. Oh my God, some of those people. When you talk about freedom, when you talk about liberty, when you talk about your ability to live your life as you choose, and then you point to people like Trump's advisors or like Ralph Blackface Northam, and you say, well, he's got advisors. He's got people telling him this stuff. He didn't make these decisions. People advised him to do it. Well, who are these people? Do you even ever stop and ask that question? Who are these people? Let's use Dr. Fauci. I know all the Trump people out there just love Fauci because he's Trump's guy. And, he and Trump seem to get along okay to some degree. And so everybody's going, oh, but Fauci said. Do you know Fauci is associated with Bill Gates and his call for vaccines around the world? You remember Bill Gates, computer guy, not a doctor, not a scientist, not a researcher, computer guy, who has decided that this planet has too many people. And we need to do something about that. Oh, by the way, here's some vaccines for you. Go ahead and take these. Hey, what could go wrong, right? It's a vaccine. And you just fall all over yourselves believing this crap and thinking Fauci doesn't have some ulterior motive. And it's the same thing with Northam, Blackface Northam and his group. Who are these people? Who's paying them? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Who is paying the advisors? Now, I have on my Facebook page posted several videos and articles of doctors. I mean, you put all your faith in doctors. Doctors know what they're talking about. You can't question the doctors when it comes to medical science. Well, there are plenty of doctors out there who are saying that this whole coronavirus lockdown pandemic thing is a bunch of shit. Yeah, I said it. So who do you believe? Who are you going to believe? Do you believe the people that are paid for by the government? Because they have a motive to say what the government wants them to say, don't they? Let's look at Blackface Northam's advisors. Who's paying them? If they don't say what Northam wants them to say, are they still going to have a job next week? On the other hand, there are doctors out there who are not being paid by the government, who are not getting their funding from your tax dollars and mine through the government. So they get to do real science. They get to be objective. And a lot of these people are looking at this stuff and going, something's not adding up here, guys. Let's look at the numbers. All these people that are dying from the coronavirus. And you're going, well, God, look at the numbers are jumping up and up and up. You did see the article where the CDC, that's the Centers for Disease Control, a federal government agency, by the way, has told hospitals and doctors to list the cause of death as the coronavirus, even if they're not sure. You don't suppose that might have anything to do with the numbers jumping up, do you? I mean, why would you want to actually do an autopsy and determine the actual cause of death when it's so much easier to just say corona, COVID-19 killed them? Do you really not understand what's going on here? And when a hospital does this, when they list these deaths as coronavirus deaths, they get more funding. See how that works? Huh? Are you starting to understand how this works? And if we need to justify the shutdown, and if we need to justify a longer shutdown, because notice how Northam keeps changing every time blackface comes on TV. Well, we might have to extend this a little bit longer than we thought. They keep coming up with these numbers. Well, what better way to justify a longer shutdown than to come up with bigger numbers? Folks, you got to open your eyes and ask questions. The government media complex has been lying to you for decades. You know this. I'm not telling you a deep, dark secret here. You know that they lie to you all the time. But when it suits you and your political agenda, when it's one of your party faithful making the decisions, well, you just think it's swell. Well, yeah, we're going to go along with that because blackface is a Democrat and I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to do whatever he says because he has our best interests at heart. Guys, I don't know what else to say to you. I just really, if you're not willing to open your eyes and look around and see what's going on and understand that the people that are giving these orders and telling you to stay at home are people who really, honestly, at the end of the day, do not have your best interests at heart. They have a political agenda at heart. And if some people get lost along the way and some people suffer because of it, so what? So we shut down the economy. People can't work. Now they have to apply to the government for benefits. And if they rely on the government, we got them right where we want them. See, they need us. They need the government now. So they'll do whatever we tell them to. Come on. It's not that hard to figure out. Now, if you read my Facebook page at all, if you read my blog at all, you know I come across as pretty angry. Well, yeah, I am angry. I'm angry as hell. And I'm curbing my language today because we're hoping to get more of these YouTube videos out. And I'm understanding now that YouTube, with all the trash that YouTube has out there, you know, if you cuss too much and they don't like the language you use, or maybe if they don't like your political views, you can get your YouTube videos taken down. So they'll probably take this down just because they don't like the political message. But I'm going to try to curb the language a little bit, not because I want to, but because I feel like I have to at this point. But yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry as hell about all this. And I don't know why you aren't. If you're not, you should be. So come on, people, get with the program. Wake up, see what's going on around you. Let's end this lockdown, get people back to work, get the economy back to where it was, and understand that you can avoid certain illnesses by just using good common sense, having a good immune system. You don't hear anybody talking about that much, do you? Build up your immune system, eat well, be healthy, huh? Now, nobody's talking about that. So come on, get with the program.